OK, the Malaysian Prime Minister has come down firmly on the side of Iran in the conflict, saying Tehran is a victim in the war.
We are an independent, sovereign nation, and we must stand up for the rights of our friends, including Iran, which has been wronged. We defend Iran's right to retaliate in order to uphold its national dignity. Many European nations criticized and expressed outrage against Iran. But when Israel launched its attacks, they remained silent. I do not share that view.
For more on this, let's cross live to the founder of EMIR Research, Dr. Rais Hussin. Many thanks for joining us on the programme. The Malaysian Prime Minister says his nation, quote, should stand up for the rights of its friends, including Iran. How do you read into that, and how could Malaysia possibly help?
I think Malaysia possibly can help through diplomatic positioning, not so much as a force projection, as you are very well aware of Malaysia being the size of the country and the size of the military that we have. But more importantly, our Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim have clearly indicated the support for Iran in terms of self-defense capabilities. And also, we must not forget that Iran already demonstrated its military superiority. We see how, despite Israel's access to NATO alliance, air support, U.S. satellite intelligence, and joint interception systems, Iran managed to penetrate Israel's defense with missiles and drone swarms, struck strategic infrastructure targets, issued direct warnings to civilians while avoiding maximum civilian harm. I think what Malaysia can do and must do is to be a narrative ally, a conventional ally, who can shift the global discourse away from Western propaganda and toward lawful, multipolar truth-telling. So the real battlefield now is diplomatic, not kinetic, and Malaysia is well positioned to lead from that front. Having said that, Israel has bombed the diplomacy because they derailed the talks that are supposed to be held on Sunday, and Israel has used diplomacy as a tool of war. It is not a tool of peacekeeping. So they continue to engage in multi-pronged strategy of attack first and then claim that they are victims and so on and so forth. And this has continued to be the story of Israel, whether it's Iraq, whether it's Lebanon, whether it's even a small state like Palestine. So you cannot expect any diplomacy from this very warmongering Israel.
Yeah, the Malaysian Prime Minister has made his stance clear. He's criticised many European countries which condemned Iran's retaliatory attacks on Israel. What do you make of the Western attempts to really justify the Israeli assault as self-defense?
It's very clear. A kindergarten kid will tell you it's a strategic distortion, a narrative built on spectacularly double standards. When Western government routinely frame Israeli airstrikes, assassination and deep state sabotage as self-defense, while branding any Iranian response, even if it is restrained, as aggression. But what's often ignored is that Iran has a standing religious and legal prohibition against nuclear weapons. Since early 2000, Iran's Supreme Council leader have actually issued a fatwa declaring nuclear arms haram or forbidden. And this is enshrined in the domestic law. Despite that, despite Iran is structurally and ideologically prevented from building a nuclear bomb, still the narrative of weapons of mass destruction, nuclear, and this and that continues to be played. We know Iran, as I said, already banned nuclear weapons internally. The ban is not symbolic. It is very embedded in Iran's domestic legal framework. But what Western demands, it ignores totally existing commitment. We see that the one who attacked Iran, who started, it is Israel who started that the bombing. And whatever that Iran is doing is a retaliatory work. And why they are doing that? And how Israel's response has been aggressive and unilateral. We see, despite Iran's declared restraint, even in the previous bombing and targeted killing, We see how Israel has conducted targeted assassination of Iranian nuclear scientists. We've seen covert sabotage of nuclear infrastructures. We see airstrikes on sovereign Iranian targets. And all this has happened with no international accountability. This is a monumental, clear double standards that, I mean, it embarrasses every benchmarking of double standards that you can ever make.
Well, a lot of countries are expressing their support for Iran, though. We've got more than 20 Arab and Muslim states denouncing Israel's attacks on Iran as a violation of international law. But is it enough to stop the Israeli attacks? That's the question.
I think it is not enough. The condemnation alone is not enough. We have seen many of these Arab countries issues condemnation after condemnation, but nothing stops. The bombing in Gaza continues, the bombing in Lebanon continues, the bombing in Golan Heights continues, the bombing in Yemen continues, now the bombing in Iran continues. This moment demands a very strategic coordination, not just a moral outrage. I think the next step should include a unified diplomatic bloc. Although United Nations has failed in many ways to protect and preserve countries that has the whims and fancy of these superpowers, and we understand that the unipolar situation of the United Nations, we need to move to multipolar. Trade and arms of boycotts of states enabling Israel impunity. We need to enforce this. We need to stop the Americans, the Britishers, the French, whoever supplying any arms to Israel. And the only reason Israel is doing what they're doing is because they are enabled by these people to do with impunity, and establish independent investigative bodies to document violation outside Western control institution. Because as you can see, anytime there's a Western control institution who's doing the investigation, then you will find a lot of mumbo jumbo in the outcome of this thing. This is very embarrassing. We know that the U.S.-Iran talk was progressing. We know a talk supposed to be on Sunday. We know that it is progressing. They know there was a shifting of goals from no nuclear or no weaponization of the uranium enriched to no enrichment of uranium. We know all that. It is ongoing. While the talk is ongoing, why is there need to bomb a country that is not even having any nuclear? So I think this is a very clear example of a double standard that is of a highest degree. And again, me and many analysts can be talking about diplomacy and all that. Unfortunately, I'm saying this: diplomacy has failed to date to stop anything. And in the Middle East, diplomacy has failed completely. And it is all because of one unilateral positioning of Israel as supposedly the Middle East guardian, the Middle East police.
It's really good to hear your thoughts today. Many thanks for your time. I really appreciate it. Rais Hussin, the founder of EMIR Research. Thank you.
Thank you.
A heartfelt light. To every soul whose hand did give, you've helped me dream, helped me live. In darkest hours your light came through, with hearts so kind, so pure, so true. Your gifts, like stars in deepest night, have steered me gently toward the light. Each coin, each word, each silent prayer, a thread of hope so rich, so rare. My eyes once dimmed now seek the skies, and slowly clearer visions rise. Because of you, I dare to see the world again. Its grace, its plea. Your compassion's flame will not just stay with me alone. It lights the way for others wandering through despair to feel the warmth of selfless care. You've shown what love in action means, in quiet ways through giving scenes. You've built a bridge from soul to soul and made the broken feel more whole. So let this thanks rise like a song, a melody both soft and strong. May your example gently call more hearts to rise to give. To fall into the joy of lifting pain, of planting hope where none remains. Your kindness walks beside me still, a light, a love, a living will.
Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to show your support.